In a new world, an ancient swamp held a forgotten, primordial terror. Their leader, Rorik, shouldered the weight of his people's uncertain future. His grip was tight, a silent, unbreakable promise to protect them all. Kaelin, the builder. With stone and wood, she carved out their existence. Every strike was a testament to their will to build, to endure, to survive. Lyrea, the seeker, moved through the wild, reading its hidden secrets. Her knowledge of the land was their connection to this dangerous new world. But the swamp held secrets older and darker than she had ever known. A single track promised a nightmare they could not yet imagine. They were small against the vast wilderness, watched by an ancient, unseen hunger. Night fell, and with it came the cold, suffocating grip of primal fear. A sound from the darkness, a deep rumble that shook their very souls. Even behind their simple walls, no one truly felt safe from the dark.
Whatever it was strong.
Dawn revealed not a simple attack, but a brutal declaration of war. A strange substance, a clue left behind by their monstrous, unseen enemy. Fear was a
We must
poison,
face this threat
but
together.
Rorik refused to let it consume his people. He spoke
We will
not
stand
of
together against the
survival,
darkness,
but of fighting
protecting
back,
our home
of
and our
becoming
future.
predators. Kaelin's plans were not just for walls, but for a fortress of defiance. Lyrea knew to defeat a monster, you must first understand its nature. From scattered
Now you want to push it so it's sharp at the tip.
They forged a community with a single, unified purpose. To find answers, Lyrea walked alone into the very heart of their fear. She found its lair, a wound in the earth, breathing ancient malevolence. A simple test, a whispered question sent into the heart of the darkness.
Heave!
Back in the village, every hand helped raise their shield against the night. With skill and sinew, Kaelin wove their fragile hopes into a strong defense. She returned with vital knowledge, a candle against an overwhelming darkness. Her words
It's a massive
painted
lair,
a picture
bigger than
of a
anything we've
beast
ever encountered.
larger than their worst nightmares. A new idea sparked, a weapon born from sheer desperation and ingenuity. The beast returned, expecting prey. It found warriors waiting for it.
Archers,
Their leaders
hold your
stood
ground.
ready,
Prepare
a
for
trinity
assault.
of
It
courage
approaches.
against the encroaching shadow. Their arrows were mere stings, fueling its terrible rage instead of pain. The chaos tested their defenses, but their unified spirit refused to break.
The light.
In the chaos, Lyrea saw it.
Yes.
A flicker of hesitation, a weakness.
Light
They
your torches!
weaponized the
Now,
light,
quickly!
turning a simple flame into a blinding, potent shield. A small victory at dawn. They had survived, and now they had
There it is.
hope. Kaelin began designing weapons not of wood, but of captured starlight.
Keep your shields
Rorik
up.
trained them
Lock 'em tight.
not just to
Push
hold
forward.
the spear, but to hold the line. Lyrea wove the swamp's own defenses into traps for its monstrous child. From the heart of a fallen star, they forged the tools of salvation. Rorik held the blazing sun in his hands, a dazzling promise of defiance. Lyrea found another secret, a sap that turned the beast's blood to fire. Two minds, one purpose. Nature's cunning and the builder's craft would unite. They armed themselves with fire, light, and the unbreakable will to live. They were no longer victims waiting for the night. They were ready for it. The night held its breath. Every weapon gleamed with a deadly purpose. Kaelin stood by her creation. A single shot would decide their fate. A challenge was to be issued, a call for the final decisive battle. His hands were no longer a gatherer's. They belonged to a true guardian. From the abyss, two eyes opened, burning with raw, primordial hatred. The horn sounded. A roar replied. The war for survival had finally begun. It rose from the water, a nightmare of ancient mud and fury. Their answer was a unified volley of fire, a searing strike against the darkness.
Roar.
For the first time, the monster knew real pain, and it drove it mad. Lyraea's magic was the earth itself, blinding the beast with nature's fury. Kaelin aimed her weapon while Rorik became an unmovable shield of light. The beast's fury met Rorik's resolve. The wall held, the man held. One shot, one singular chance to end the terror that haunted their nights. Lyraea's keen eyes spotted the opening,
Aim for the shoulder,
the
Kaelin.
one spot where it was vulnerable. A shared glance, a silent understanding. Their fates rested on this single moment. The great bolt flew true, a silver streak of hope in the chaos. A direct hit. The roar of agony was their first sound of victory. The fight wasn't over. Now they had to hold it, to tame the beast.
Hold fast!
It was a battle
Don't let
of
go!
wills, pitting humanity
We can't hold it
against
much longer.
primal, untamed power. Kaelin rushed to spring the final, critical piece of her deadly trap. The trap sprung, a net of wood and vine, to finally cage the nightmare. Beaten, blinded, and bound, the ancient terror at last knew true defeat. With its last breath of defiance, it retreated into the murky depths. They let it go. They had not sought vengeance, only their own survival. The swamp took back its child, and a profound silence finally fell. They had faced the impossible together, and against all odds, they had won. Dawn broke not just on a new day, but on a new kind of people. They had survived the night. Now, they would learn to build the morning. They rebuilt not just their homes, but their entire way of life.
All right, ready
They
to defend our
taught
home?
their children not to
We must
fear,
nourish the future
but how
inside
to
these
be
walls.
strong. They were guardians of their future, forever watching the line they had drawn.